Yeah, no, someone else. It was a random space because you saw the tweet. The tweet was going relatively viral. You know what I mean? You guys are always a little viral.
Try to fly under the radar.
Yeah, you should. You should. You should. Well, you say stuff.
The
You.
key is to not be talked about.
No, I know.
Everyone wants to be the main character, but that's how you die.
No. Literally, it's like that's how you make money. Everyone else was like, guys, I made $1. I made $1, and then like the rich guys are like, shut the fuck up. No, not doing nothing over here.
Who else is on today? We got Patrick.
Monster Mike.
Oh, Mike's coming.
Willie, he should be. Goddammit, Corey.E. I would take no, Jerry. I would take no volume. That would help me honestly.
You're watching soccer spoken in funny language.
What's up, man? Began. Great to meet you.
Hey, what's up, Justin? I got a bunch
Did you guys
of
live together?
things in my hand.
Okay, just friends. Lucky. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, so I'm gonna be jealous soon. Yeah, how close from Hananas are you then? You're like.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. I will.
It's been a while since we've seen each other.
Yeah.
Just so you know, we do clips now. Do you want any clips for the show?
For what? Which
From
clip?
the show, us. This. Like, no, you're getting clipped in our spaces when you talk.
I'm not in the show today.
I know you're not, but you might be on the. No, he's not, but he'll be on the couch and you might talk. Actually, can I have you on the couch up front somewhere so you can talk?
I'm on the couch today.
Thank you, please. Thank you. Sorry, you have actual opinions that we need.
Actually, we're not talking about real stuff today.
Yes, we are. We're talking about ECC and Brussels and how dangerous it is.
I was here.
Wait, what do you mean? Oh, I know.
In America.
No, but I'm saying that because you were afraid to go. That's what we're getting into. Like, we've got.
Well, I have bad opinions on Europe in general. So.
Who are your guests today?
They are all here. It's Patrick and Monster Mike. They're both outside. Corey and Willie. Willie was just up there in a little bit of baggier pants. He's wearing these. And then actually, Rosemont, talk to Rosemont right now. He will get you pointed out. We need everyone actually in here. In here.
Just so you guys know, the mics are hot.
I know. Well, you should mute our mics while we play video.
Do you like this voice better, Jerry?
That's dumb.
Or this voice?
That's why when I yell at hot mics, that means the mics are hot.
Whoa, controversial.
Hello, GM, GN, GA, all of the above. Whatever the fuck time it is, wherever the fuck you are. Welcome to IRL Alpha, live here at the Sphere. Yeah? You didn't think it could happen. You didn't think it could happen, did you? Nor did you. But it did. And why did it? Well, I'm involved. That's fucking why. So get the fuck in here. I want you and I want you. Oh, definitely you. Look at your missus. Bring her in here. She's fucking smoking hot. You're not so bad yourself, mate. Yeah? Now let's get this fucking thing started. Ooh, a fucking choo-choo train. All right, everyone. Take your seats. Sit down. Shut the fuck up. Yeah? We're going to get ready. We're going to get into this straight away. No questions. Put your hand down till the end. Jesus fucking Christ. I don't give a shit how many tattoos you have on your arm. You don't scare me, mate. Let's go. Now, here we are. Backstage. Okay? And what we have here is a couple of guys. One of them is getting ready for the show, doing some cocaine. It's okay, do that, but don't do it in front of someone with a camera who's taking pictures, yeah, and who's going to knock on you later on, like this cunt is. Knock. Everyone knows he's the dibber-dobber of the whole fucking place, yeah? What do we got here, Chaz? This is a big don't, isn't it? Don't do gang signs if you're not a bona fide gangster, okay? It's just stupid. Also, if you're transitioning between jock to hipster, and you still bring your football with you, don't try and play catch with a dog that's actually smaller than the ball. All right? It's just stupid. All right? Don't do it. Now, who said famous people don't turn up to IRL Alpha? Apart from me, obviously. This is Gimli from Lord of the Rings, but Gimli, don't flex in a t-shirt like that. All right? Never wear it again. And oil that beard for fuck's sakes. It looks like a bristle brush. Yeah? I could clean a toilet bowl with that. Don't bring dogs, but do bring snacks for cats. Like this. A big don't, ordinal t-shirts. Another don't, jackets like this. Another don't, stand there like you're fucking Jesus. Do wear your Bukkake goggles though, because you never know, you might need them for the after orgy. Alright? Also, this guy looks like the type to just go up and fucking touch anyone. Beware. You see what I fucking mean? Look at him in there, going up, copping a feel. Also, faux hawks, don't. They're out, yeah? But do wear shoes like this guy. Absolutely amazing. I love them. And also, please, if you've broken your wrist, wear a brace. You're going to need some support. Yeah? Here we go again, Mr. Copperfield. Don't do a coke deal in public, especially not in front of what looks like the head of security. This beefcake here, right there. Well, this could be, I don't know what's going on, but it could be a don't. It does look like he's turned up horny and he's trying to sniff the downstairs on some of the ladies. I couldn't be 100% sure, but here we go. Yeah, so this is what he is attempting to do here, is trying to get 2 for the price of 1 on his sniff. What a prevert. Stay away from this one. Don't sit like this at a live function or an event because you are guaranteed to not get any action at all. Yeah, bad look. Okay, so do turn up looking like this because this is very handsome. It's a brilliant look. But don't forget your band-aids for your nipples, especially if it's cold. And also be careful dressing like this because everybody's going to think that you are a drug dealer. Oh, okay, so nipple guy is a drug dealer. Fair enough. Please try not to take a picture of men's crotches. It just looks bad. Yeah, it looks like you're a prevert. But I get it. You want to capture the old Ed's balloons. The twat on the right trying to look at the cock on the guy on the left is a big don't. The guy on the left is saying to the guy on the right, that's not a drug bag. This is a drug bag. Get the fuck away from me, you pervert. Here we are inside. Wow, and now I know why my messages can't be read. I mean, how the fuck can you read anything on those walls? But it's brilliant. It's a great idea. But also, FYI, never ever take a blurry picture of the handsome Began ever again. FYI, if you're a lady and you're looking for someone with skills in the nipple department, always go for a sound guy, yeah? Look at the technique here. Now, Began, I did mention though to him, I saw that he had this Beveragino next to the electrical equipment. It's a big no-no. I identified that as a safety hazard, and that needs to stop. And here he is again. So ladies, cancel that. I wouldn't even entertain the thought because here he is trying to take pictures down your tops. I caught it. Began, I recommend firing the cunt. I'll do it if you have, no time. Hey, Margaret, be aware, this guy was trying to play with your fucking hair. Mr. Hold the dildo to his mouth question guy, you know what I mean? All the fucking technicolor arm, all the above. Remember at the store, he just tried to keep asking questions. Stay away from this guy. Watch him, turn around, don't sit in front of him ever again. And don't turn up to an IRL event and sit on your phone all fucking night. It's rude, you prick. Also, check out all my fucking questions over there at the back again. I'm telling you. Here we have Mr. Dick Milker again on his phone. Piece of shit. And also, buddy there on the left, don't sit like that, yeah? You there, chucking the man spready to the gods with your arms folded. Did somebody upset you? Did you miss your turn? Do you need a box of tissues? Take a look to your fucking left, right? Check out Began and Ed. That's how you should sit. Patting yourself off that. Fuck me. Captain fucking questions. Mr. Dildo in the hand. Asking again. Doing everybody's head in. People in the background on their phones again. For fuck's sakes, these are don'ts, alright? Look at poor fucking young love waiting there, saying, get me out of here. Can't someone, please, can we change places? Like Alice in Wonderland. Where's the fucking Mad Hatter? There he is. What a cutie. Oh, fuck's sakes, Mr. Fuckstain. On his phone again. Fuck off. Look at the back, right? Look at this guy saying to old fucking technicolor, all Mr. fucking questions, Captain Dildo in my hand, shut the fuck up, yeah? Read a room. I get it, you want to do good, bring the homeless in, yes. Give them a drink, yes. Feed them, yes. But then tap them politely on their way and say, you need to leave now. We have an event here, yeah? Come back tomorrow when we're not here. And then leave some food out for them, biscuits and some old milk. Please don't turn up to an event and do cocaine off your fist in front of a camera. That's life advice. It may not look good for the future you. That hat at the back, big do. I want it, send it me. All right, look how cool they look in the back. Take note, right? If you want to look cool, patting yourself off Ed there. That's fucking cool right there. And for fuck's sakes, whatever you do, don't invite tweakers. It's not a good look. What a look. And do look at people like that if your intention is to get inside their pawns. Good luck getting these pawns off at the end of the night for the after orgy. They're tight as fuck. FYI, wear some looser ones next time if you're looking for some hard and forced action, especially afterwards. And mental note for yourself, that tattoo from a distance looks like it says a fluffer. Here we see mate on the right there, bringing back the old thumbs up. I like that. That's
it's going. We're live. Turn the music off. We're missing one person. We're going to shame them when they walk in. Okay, so
Here we go again. On-chain monkey fucker. Same gang
Hello,
sign.
everyone.
Who's
We're going to
dentist,
get
same
started.
gang
We're going to
sign.
start a
The
new
poor
era.
lass in
We
the middle,
moved the
facial
show back
expressions are
a
screaming,
slight
"Get the
bit.
fuck away from
1
me,
half
you
hour
stink."
for a
And
simple
also,
reason.
oi,
LA
dentist,
traffic. If you
remove
are now
that
late, we are
digit
moving to a
from my
new
waist
policy.
gate.
We are shaming you.
So again,
you can see there's
faux
one
on-chain
empty
monkey
seat
fucker
here.
with the
When
same
Monster
gang
Mike
sign,
walks in, give him a quick boo, okay? And then
his
you can
friend
give him
there,
applause
looking a
after or
bit
whatever.
cool for
But,
school. Both
you
of them
know,
got the two
just
cool
give
for
him a
school
quick
look,
boo
which
to
is
let
a
him
don't.
know we are
D-God's
starting
t-shirt
on
is a
time.
don't.
And we cannot
Please
have
try
this
and be
going in
original.
the
Who the
future.
fuck has
Thank
got
you,
their
everyone,
phone
for
on in
coming
the
here.
audience?
You
Yeah,
didn't
turn it
know,
off.
this is IRL
Please try
Alpha
being
every
original.
single
All right,
Thursday.
good luck.
This is being streamed live. So some of you are on camera, some of you are used to that, some of you aren't. If you want, open up your phones. You can go to IRL_alpha on X, or if you call it Twitter, like, retweet, leave a comment what to talk about, and we will dive into some things tonight here. So it's not just us on stage, though. We do have people in the audience. We have microphones in the audience. Troy, do you have one? Oh, God. Turn Troy's mic on. That really scares me here. We got one over here.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. Okay, Chris has got one. It's working. Troy, we did turn his down a little bit. We're going to get it fixed in 1 second. It's all okay. How the show works is this. We're going to talk about a bunch of topics. I don't know where it's going to go. This has been one of the craziest weeks ever. I don't really want to talk about Trump and Germany dumping Bitcoin all day. So we're going to find some other more interesting things to get into. But if you have something to say and you're in the audience, you can participate. You just got to raise your hand in the first couple rows, and we'll get a microphone into your hand. If you're in the back, stand up, walk to that microphone right there, give your take. We just have a couple requests here. Don't shill a project. Don't tell us your life story. Keep things short. Troy, we'll turn your mic on when you stop tapping it. Okay? No, I'm joking. Okay. If we can get Troy's mic working, I'm a little bit scared about it. Okay, we'll fix it here. Okay. If you're at home, you're in the chat, you can just type your messages in the chat. We can read them throughout the studio, and we will respond to you, as long as you're not making fun of, I don't know, me and Patrick and our bags too hard.
It's fine though, if you feel like it.
Okay, Patrick's bags are so big, they're unfunnable, is actually what is happening right now here. Okay, we've lost a computer also at the exact same time as Jerry is running down. We're doing great, everyone, tonight. My Stream Deck's died. It's okay. We'll see if this works again. Okay, you got it. Okay, type the password in publicly, and everyone can see that our password is 1234 password. Exclamation point. It's a good password here. Thank you, Monster Mike, for showing up on time, everyone. And give him a round of applause, and you can give him a boo after. Okay. Boo! Thank you. Jesus Christ. Okay.
Quick, boo, get up there, boo.
We've been trying to turn this into wrestling for a while, and I've been looking for a heel. And Monster Mike, you've elected yourself by being late. That's how it works. If you're late, you're the villain. And
Totally fine. Heels are very important, Vegan. How else would we walk?
okay, damn, he got me. Okay, damn.
Yes, I'm good. Thank you. Nice legs,
He
Monster
kind of
Mike.
got me. Okay,
Nice
geez,
legs.
We're falling apart, Monster Mike, but it's okay. We're gonna survive tonight here. Right when he logs into that.
Toes.
Okay. We're in. Thank you. Just give me a stream deck, and we're gonna be there. We go. Hello, everyone. Sorry about that. We've survived. Let's just get started. We got a panel here. People from all different walks of life. I've kind of divided into two different corners over here. We got your artist over here. We got your builders over here. This week, we're going to kind of talk about a mix of what are the artists doing, what are the builders doing together. We're going to figure out what chain to get on. Maybe we're going to talk about how we use AI. I don't know. Truthfully, I'm just trying to get these two sites to fight with each other and fight together. So it might get off topic. I'm not really sure, but let's just dive in. First person, someone I don't have a link for because he's late, and the rules are if you show up late, we don't give him a link here. That's the official rules. Monster Mike, what's going on? Awesome artist, does AR, VR, mixing with a bunch of different stuff. What are you working on? What's happening? We're working. Jerry?
I just hear my voice. There we go. Thanks, Jerry. I'm good. Sorry I'm late, but I'm glad to be here. Super stoked. Vegan's wrong about everything, so I'll be the one to point that out. And we'll have a good talk.
Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you for coming so much here. I'm right about everything, and we'll get into that in a second here. Next, someone who always has got a bunch of different fun topics. I actually went on your timeline, and this week, you didn't start too many crucial fights. You didn't really go too hard. Some weeks, literally, I think he puts out like a tweet a day that everyone's furious about. I'm in like the art DMs to go, is he for real? Or is he just trying to make us mad? So he's great for the show, always doing something. You've done something on, I don't know, every single chain out there except for Tezos. Is that true? You ever touch Tezos?
I did, originally on Tezos.
Embarrassing. Okay, but he's off it now. He's sworn off it. There's always something new going on. Patrick, what's going on? What are you working on?
Well, excited to share probably next week that the Doppelganger contract is going to be available to anyone to use via transient. So it's taken about a year, but it's finally going to be something that anybody can use who wants to use it. So
Beautiful, beautiful. You guys don't know, Patrick invented this Doppelganger contract, which he used himself, and now there's like 10 other major projects that have used it, you know. So Monster Mike, you never invented your own contract, so not that good of an artist. Oh, you did? Oh, is it who's used it? Okay, I've never heard of it. Okay, just you. Okay, cool.
Patrick, I love the red. The red has returned. You've come home.
yeah, thanks.
I really like that.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, that was his support of Donald Trump speaking at Bitcoin Nashville. Is that what it was? Correct? It was okay. Sorry.
How does it look on light mode? Anyway, back to you, Patrick.
Okay, beautiful. For the first time on the show, you know me. I'm a nerd. I'm a dev, and I'm always trying to find some other people to talk about all the annoying nerdy stuff, and mostly just say like, you guys don't understand. No one knows what they're talking about. Actually, it's all bullshit. All the influencers are wrong, and then we, get together in a room and say they're dumb, we're smart, and then the influencers make all the money. So today, Corey, for the first time on the show, I can't even talk about what you're working on. I said, hey, what can I show? And it was like, I'm a dev, okay? I'm building stuff that you're not allowed to know about because we're in stealth mode, which is, if you guys don't know, that's talk for we have money. VCs gave us money, and we're going to be able to work privately.
That is exactly correct.
Bingo.
I would be shot if I told you what we're building right now.
Damn. Okay, cool. But he's going to share some opinions today. Corey, what's going on? How's the week been?
What's up? Thank you, Corey Gabrielson, a.k.a. Corey.eth. I've been in crypto for 11 years, working in the industry for a few years now. I'm a developer. Actually, my claim to fame, though, is outside of crypto. I invented this robot for laser weeding on farms, and that gets me some attention every now and then.
Nice.
Wait, you're saying, laser weeding is?
Laser weeding is where you kill weeds on farms with lasers.
There you go. Okay.
This is a movie, dude.
Yeah, thank you. Anyway, happy to come here. I've been coming out for a few weeks. I actually moved to LA just a couple of months ago, so it's been nice to have a IRL event to actually make some connections. I'm also an ENS delegate. ENS is very drama-filled. Anyway, thank you.
Wait. First of all, beautiful. We should talk a little ENS tonight. So, are you Catholic or not? Can you?
Well,
I'm sorry, I can't help myself.
Depends who's reading the tweets.
Yeah, because I heard you get things across a little bit faster. I've been working on. I just did catechism this week to try and get an ENS delegate nomination myself. Okay, let's keep going. For the first time on the show, someone who's actually built something. They actually, in crypto, a lot of us, we're really into JPEGs and we're really into online stuff. We're really into white papers. There's very few times you meet people in the space who actually build stuff that you can hold in your hand. So I've actually listened to music through these headphones. I've actually put them in my ears and I've heard sounds and spaces. And actually involving yourself in the Web3 space, first met you through Swanee, who's one of the most tapped in. I mean, she is in everything. I mean, every group chat I'm in, Swanee's 1 second ahead of me saying, hey guys, check it out. You guys don't know it's all this, that. Like, here's a breakdown here. So beautiful. Willie, for the first time, works for Sound. What's going on?
Yeah, great to be here. Appreciate you having me. With Sound, one of the co-founders, and shout out to Swanee. She's the best. She knows everything. Get her alpha for her. So we created the most realistic audio experience you've ever heard. So these are the units right here. They pop out like that. And we want to monetize audio consumption and experiences. And we started out with the blockchain community because they're awesome, and Web3. And so we didn't start with VC funding. We started with a community and decided to grow up from there, do trials with them, build together and grow together. And now we've got our actual product, and there's a lot more to it that I'm sure we'll get into.
Beautiful. Okay, well, let's just dive in, okay? We're speaking about the future, and if you guys know, the most important thing is actually buying things. That's all that matters. A lot of us have been talking about, hey guys, Bitcoin, there's a new revolution, Bitcoin Nashville coming up. Everyone's buying ordinals now. However, I think anyone who's actually bought ordinals says, oh my God, it's a little painful. You put a purchase in, you wait 20 of the most painful moments of your entire life. You're listening, so you want those little chimes to happen so bad, and someone snipes you. Okay, that's not my waifu hub link. No, that's the wrong link. No, not waifu. God damn it.
Is that a...
God damn. My link, it says there is a waifu hub link. Let's see if it's sniping. This is bad that if I have 2 waifu hub links. Okay, I give up. Hey, they're nothing but waifu hub links. You can grab it. There's this story, you'll be able to find it, Rosenbaum. There's this story that just went today that was really popular where someone says, I spent 20 minutes of my life trying to snipe this OMB.
Is waifu hub a topic?
That's one of my topics. That's personal links. These are personal. I use this at home for things, but if you guys do need an AI waifu, Waifu Hub is the best. It's 25 messages for $1. After that, you can buy.
After that, you can go into debt.
after that, there's yeah, exactly. Waifu Hub is a topic. If you want to get into it, I say.
No, I thought it was a personal thing that you left.
No, it
out.
is. It's not. It is personal. I'm using it, but I'm testing out the
Okay.
service to talk about it. No, so it's been a crazy. It's been a crazy week
Testing.
of as ordinals have gone deeper and deeper. Magic Eden came in with mempool sniping protection. Everyone's like, oh, we can be protected now. No one's being protected. People are complaining. People said, fuck it, I'm leaving this ordinal chain. And we're in this crazy crossroads where we have all these people who are ordinal OGs who made giant bags who are saying the tools are coming. You got platforms like Magic Eden investing a ton inside of it. And then you still have the people out there who are used to ETH, Solana, et cetera, kind of getting fucked a little bit. And it's a thing of like, I know that, not you yet, Monster Mike, but Patrick, you've released on Bitcoin. There's considerations to be have. Corey, you're a dev over here. We don't have any Bitcoin yet. We got ETH Solana for Sansound, but who knows? Maybe it'll come to Bitcoin. Like, how do you look at this stuff? Do you just are you like okay with saying I'm going to invest in something where my art's going to be sniped and that's just it's a PvP world, or are you just like, guys?
You build what you get. Like if you find yourself like in a situation like that, it's because the person who built it designed it that way. So as an artist, you just have to take different considerations. Like the stuff that I did went through private DMs. Like people had to reach out to me, and then we set it all up individually. And you avoid stuff like this. I mean, if you want people to be sniping, you think that looks good, go for it. But it's just it's several years behind kind of where ETH development is. Obviously, it just kind of got started recently. So there's a lot of catch-up work to do there. There's going to be people that are more technical savvy than you who are able to front run you on a lot of stuff. Just accept the limitations of the market and don't complain about it.
It's just tough because like, how do you invite people over there? If you're like, hey, come over here and buy some art. I'm trying to like be on all chains, and you're like, haha, you got sniped. Accept the technical limitations of the chain. Gotcha. It's same for like Corey, for someone like you, where like you're in the ETH ecosystem actually, and half the stuff that happens in Bitcoin, you're like, we solved this, guys, and now you're like redoing it again and complaining about it. Like,
yeah, I think it's great that Bitcoin is taking the best ideas from the rest of the industry. When you look at like sniping is basically like a time-based on-chain auction, and whenever you have settlement happening on-chain, it basically means that it's not being modeled off-chain correctly. So if you're trying to bring people on board, I can sympathize with people who are like, well, come on, buy this art. You can buy it here. But then once you've bought it, you've signaled to the rest of the world basically that there's interest in this scarce item. And so you immediately are basically increasing the value of it before it's even yours. I think in the future, we'll probably see some of these auctions move off-chain per se, so that you're not dealing with sniping. It is really interesting, especially at a lower price point or something that releases very quickly. As a dev, I see it as a challenge to basically redesign the technology so it works the way humans want it to. Humans don't want to be sniped, so fix the technology until sniping isn't an issue to onboard people.
I think it's a good point. I also think you should kind of build around the limitations of the different chains. Like if you want to create like a fast-paced, high transaction, snipe this, snipe that thing, like Bitcoin's probably not the place to do it and make it fair for a lot of people, right? That's more of a Solana ETH thing. Both of my 2 Bitcoin things was off-chain. Like one was private offers, and then it was minted directly to them, and then the other one was Sotheby's, who handed it all off-chain. So sniping ends up, as an artist, you end up getting a lot of people that you may not want to like have hold your work long term, because they're probably just going to be waiting for the moment they can just drop it on somebody else, make a quick profit, and then it sets you back a little bit as an artist. So I feel like as an artist, you really want to avoid situations where you have people speculating on your work short term. That just causes a lot of problems. I think we've seen, with this market downturn recently, a lot of artists are getting punished by the flippers as they're trying to exit their positions quickly. Whereas the artists who kind of built up communities of, support and collector bases that are in long term, like they've been able to weather this a lot better without a lot of the downside that you get from just not being intentional about how you distribute your work.
Well, it's always tough because, like, also, first of all, we got the tweet up now. It's just beautiful. I love the way it formed. It goes, what kind of shit experience was that, though? I used Magic Eden's new mempool protection function, which was entirely useless. The current state of affairs makes me rethink the entire thesis around ordinals and runes, to be honest. It's not at all ready for even the average degen to maneuver. It's tough if you, like, have experience that people are degenning one place, then you bring them over here, and you're like, the rules are different.
The point is it's different, though, right? Nice. I mean, yeah, like you said, I haven't done any ordinals personally, but I feel like it is for
You don't own any ordinals?
No, I own some.
Okay,
I haven't
good.
released any.
Okay, good.
I have a retordinal. Shout out Troy.
Oh, all right. Thank you. Okay, the show is over. No, I appreciate it.
Okay, so back to the focus, though. I do feel like Patrick, for instance, you release art at a higher price point, right? So I feel like stuff like this, isn't this in your favor in a way? Because it's sort of outside of the range of sniping, or am I understanding the mechanics wrong?
This guy put this up for 0.6 BTC. That's a fuck ton of money in my mind. That's a pretty high range of.
I thought, yeah, but Patrick's Patrick.
Okay, Patrick sells for 0.8 BTC. Okay, great.
I don't know. Is the functionality that like it's only for smaller items that are easier to snipe, or is
No, it's for
whatever.
It's for anything that seems attractive, and it's alert, like Corey was saying, it alerts the vampires that are watching.
If someone
it.
says I'm going to buy this thing, and I say, "Oh, you're going to buy that thing? When does it end? In 20 minutes? Cool. I'd like that before him for the same price, but I'll give you a little bit more money to finish it out quickly." Like,
so it's similar like sandwich bots.
Yeah,
from
exactly.
ETH. Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Well, that sucks. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you won't release on ordinals now?
No, I will. I think
Okay,
there's
good.
some great benefit, but that is, I don't know. I mean, there's sandwich bots on ETH, right? It just comes with the territory. It's just like you're selling digital art. You got to deal with digital problems.
Why is this new to anybody though? Like absolutely useless. It's like you joined the space like 2 weeks ago. Like this is not anything new.
They have a Bored Ape PFP, and it says BAYC, a lot of different things in there. Like, there's a lot of different.
I think one problem I see here in this tweet is that, he's referring to this mempool protection concept, which I referred to earlier as like an off-chain auction. If the technology does not meet the expectations of the user will become irate. So if they're sold mempool protection just socially and referred to it, and then the mempool protection doesn't actually protect their transaction in the mempool because of technical trade-offs or whatever, the dev's got to do some dev stuff. Users should get mad. That's how we prioritize as devs and know what to build, and it helps us move in the right direction.
Wait, you think that devs prioritize based off of customer feedback? No, we base it off of one thing and one thing only.
Yeah.
VCs. What VCs say, hey, you guys
VCs are my real customer.
Yeah.
So
We build off VCs and react to anger.
yes.
Very simple.
Well, no. It actually is a thing, to a little transition here, because ETHCC did just happen in Brussels. We can talk about Brussels and the dangers of European living. But really, there was a difference in sentiment. The sentiment did shift a bunch. And a lot of people were talking about how, hey, I came off this ETHCC, and I was not feeling that good. I was at previous ones. I was hyped up. This one, it seems like everyone's just talking more about more infra, more squeezing, people to use stuff based off incentives. Like, the ETH narrative feels it's getting a little lost, How do you feel about that, Corey?
Well, I think ETH is, I'm going to mispronounce this, but it's that Rorschach test, or where you see like
Rorschach, but that's okay.
Yeah, thank you. Excuse my ignorance, everyone. A lot of these crypto mechanisms, you kind of see what you want to see. I think the gas fees are a good example. Like when gas fees are high, people will see, oh, this is great for the chain. It's making so much income. This is terrible for users. And now we have gas fees low, and we have basically the same argument. You can kind of use it to support whatever. Well, gas fees are so low, no one's using the chain, so no one wants to use it. So you look at these like complexity scaffoldings with L2s and restaking, et cetera. In dev world, it tickles us because that's money for us to build a bunch of useless shit that you guys will break. But eventually, and you combine this with the ideas like AI making the UX easier, there really is a purpose to all this stuff. The restaking, the L2s, the cross-chain, the bridges, the different levels of decentralization of the L2s. Are you at like level 1, level 2? Everyone's borrowing concepts for gaming, etc. But ultimately, what you're really just trying to build is crypto the way humans want it to. People just want to talk to their phone. They don't want to, type in stuff. They want to see I think a great example of this by analogy is Robinhood. The app will display options, entry and exits to users who otherwise would not really be able to grasp these concepts. We need the same thing in crypto so that you can see how you're entering and exiting, how your meme coin trade is going to work out. Can I go to sleep after purchasing that? Or not? That's a use, you don't want to burden your users with those sorts of decisions. And yes, it does involve a lot of word salad at the dev level to get there. But there is kind of a purpose, and we're always going to be 3 years behind your expectations or whatever, because the ideas manifest, and then you gotta tweak them so they work and whatnot.
Yeah, I like this idea of word salad has to exist for some people. It's just how much do you protect from the masses? You know, how much do you let them hear? Because a lot of times you show, because this is a problem. People are looking at, from a DGen perspective, ETH. Okay, NFTs are dead. There's only a couple shitcoins that can make money off of just MOG. Okay, I'm going to go trade over here for pennies on Solana or Ton or something else. And then they go, what are you guys talking about? And they're like, guys, check it out. ZK rollup, decentralized, you know, pre-governance. You're like, dude, they're not working on anything. But like, you need, you know, I heard someone saying like Solana's building apps. ETH is building L2s. You know, and it's like that's like a narrative that people have. But the problem is, what apps do you give the average DGen? Is it just Polymarket? We just let them gamble on?
Well, I think filling the world with more financial instruments is just kind of a waste of time, right? Like,
well, no, not if you get paid for it.
No, I mean the net game is just where does all those smart people? I have a friend who hates financial games like this because you take the smartest people on earth and you incentivize them to just make money and not solve problems. And it's like, if those people weren't just like, oh, we can trade shitcoins for a little bit more money, oh, we could build bridges, right? We could solve real problems.
We solve bridges, dude.
Okay, bridges.
Okay.
Yeah, a good friend.
Not crypto bridges.
Mike, a good friend who just said this to me before the show started says, you know, he's working on the idea of like building rather than consumption. You know, and we have a lot of consumers.
Troy, do you know how many spaces I've heard with the builders saying, "Guys, check it out. We're more focused on building than shit." Come on, I've heard that. Dude.
I know,
and
but
I'm
just
saying,
saying.
What are you building?
I'm shouting.
It's a club, community, an idea. Okay, sorry.
Well, like if
a network of builders rather than consumers is what the idea was. That's all.
Wait, a network of builders. What are they? The network building.
I don't want to talk about that. I was just shouting them out because I was
so. I mean, you bring up ZK rollups,
yeah.
Specifically ZK Sync. I'm actually a huge fan of. One, I am biased. The CTO is really cool. He has some Jeffs. But two, more so.
Do you see how easy he is to bribe? Like,
no. Well, he's actually told me about it. And from my understanding, most other L2s are optimistic based, right? So like base, primarily base optimism, a lot of them. And optimistic rollups are... Yes, they're weak. They're actually not as secure. But
they're
ZK
getting there.
is already there, right? Or am I misunderstanding?
I don't know.
Okay.
Keep going. This is good.
I think they're both building in the right direction.
Whatever you say, you're wrong, and Corey's going to tell you why.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yes.
That's thanks for incentivizing me to speak.
Don't worry, you got it. You're doing great.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like we're in this, I've spoken to different people, particularly in New York, who are much more pro-Blast, and they love Blast. And if you ask them about the technology or why they love Blast, they don't know, right? And that's kind of where we're at. Nobody knows anything except a few people who are actually making technical things, like Corey.
Yeah, don't claim that I know too much. I'll embarrass myself.
My point here is we're all kind of saying the same thing, right? We're still very young. We're very immature. We're incentivized by money and not the tech. And I think the tech is getting to a point where it is getting more secure, and you can have financial incentives that align with good tech. So I think the future is good, and we just need to hurry up and wait, and chill out a little.
So actually, there's a great tweet I thought that Ken put out about the vibe of different L2s. Blast, gambling casino ruled by Pac-Man. Base, Coinbase, Corpo chain. That's such a perfect description. Arbitron, TVL is a brand. Governance issue. OP, base but red. Loves donating money to useless causes. Absolutely killed it. That's pretty much a perfect description. But there are parts of these that we all love. All my artist friends are like, nah, dog. Optimism gave me some cash for my art. I fucking love Optimism. I know a bunch of people who were content creators. They said, yo, I made money off Blast. This is sick. A bunch of base people dude, you don't understand Coinbase. They're going to sponsor me. I'm going to release 10,000 editions of my artwork.
Right. It's just whoever's paying you. And that's where we're at. But that's kind of human nature.
But I'm saying there'll be one that's going to be really good. We're just going to find one will mix all the right things, and we got it, right?
Personally,
and that's going to be Monad. I'm joking.
Oh, God.
I think one of the beauties of blockchain or crypto in general, or even if I put a positive spin on the introduction of new financial instruments is, yes, immediately you are creating a casino, and casinos have mostly losers. But there's this tertiary benefit that you're working on all this cryptography, and cryptography is just super important for humans to be able to talk and communicate and trade securely, to be able to buy that Bitcoin ordinal without having to tell the rest of the world you're trying to buy a Bitcoin ordinal 10 minutes from now. The only way we solve that really is by funding it. And the only way to fund it is to get that good VC money. And the only way we get to get that good VC money is to build a casino. And so there are some necessary, evils. But again, it's like you see what you want to see. So you can look at all the casinos and you can look at the losers. Or you can look at the winners and you can see the technology that's being produced as a byproduct. Or as a dev, you can see the growing dev community, and a lot of people are able to pay their bills. They're able to make respectable salaries. 7-8 years ago, you couldn't make good salaries in crypto. You had to be more creative, more entrepreneurial. And as the funding mechanisms for this technology grow, we're able to onboard more devs, which allows us to create new ideas, which allows us to get more users, which allows us to get more VCs, which funds more devs, which funds artists, etc. So,
That's good. This is the concept you see a lot, which is I'm totally gonna agree with what I'm about to say since you just said all that. It's like the best technology comes when it's time to build some weapons for war. All of a sudden, we got to bomb another country. The scientists get together and you're like, whoa, we had a big increase in technology. Why? Like, we're trying to kill all those guys over there. And I'm like, I'm not pro the killing people, but damn, we got some good technology. And so that's what you're saying, Corey, right?
GPS.
Yeah, when you build technology to rug people, you're also building technology that eventually onboards governments. Because governments are the best ruggers of all.
Yeah, that is true. No, I've actually thought before of like I was trying to build how do I build AI tools to help people not get tricked by AI, and I goes, I'm building tools to trick people with AI. There's literally no difference once you get down to it, which is
I think just people need to zoom out a little bit. Like 2.5, 3 years ago, it was costing $400 to go mint something on a proof of work Ethereum. Now we have all of these. We have enough options that we can have funny little joke lines about each one of them. We have a lot of options now that we didn't have before. Like ecosystems are being built on these, and
Can
obviously
you hover over that?
the L2s are going to be a significant part of how this thing scales for artists and just for like broad application in greater society. So this is what needs to get built. It's not infrastructure is never sexy. Infrastructure is never really that fun to talk about. Money will determine kind of where it goes, but that's just always how it has been, and it's generally a really efficient way to do it. So we'll see what happens, but if it's a boring ETH because we're building roads, like, maybe you should go there for building it and not just go for the parties.
Well, so I will say, so first of all, infrastructure is very sexy to a small group of people. They're called VCs because that's how they make all. Infrastructure is the thing where it's like, okay, I'm going to try and make this company work or that company work. AWS goes, what's your company? Yeah, I make money off that. Oh, they're a unicorn? I make money on that. There's no unicorn that exists out there that AWS is not collecting a bill from. So like that is, money is, very sexy, I guess, for a lot of people about that. The problem you have to be careful about is like AWS, specifically Amazon's tech business. That was built based off of, we've scaled up. We're selling 1 million books. We need to handle all this compute and this load, and how do we organize this? They build tools for that. Wow, the whole world needs these. Is ETH building stuff where you're saying, I'm building a road. No one's going on your road. Yeah. Okay, fine. I built a newer road. He goes, I don't want to go on that road either. This is the fastest. I built a third road. It's like you're building tools not for the purpose.
But that's a good analogy. Like, quick comment. Like, roads are boring, but are the roads big enough for like stores to be on? Are they even good enough for a lot of stores to be up for like massive throughput if that's what you're looking for? So like, sure, infra's boring, but like, what apps are you gonna put on there to use at like large scale?
Polymarket's the only app I want. I just want to gamble on who is going to say what.
Is the road big enough for Polymarket for more than a million
Polymarket
people?
is here to stay. I think Polymarket's
good. Yeah.
Good. I think it's one of the big new primitives that will exist, not only in crypto but really in society. I mean, you're seeing presidential candidates quote tweet and take screenshots of Polymarket.
But there's definitely a bias in Polymarket because like think who uses crypto.
There's
like,
a bias,
on to that
so feel free to bet on the other side.
What are you saying? You're describing art, bro. Let's go.
It's not like betting markets are ever right though. Like,
I think you gotta look at the volume. So right now, if we look at the presidential Polymarket, I think the volume is on the order of 8 figures. But you bump that up to 10 figures where you have billion-dollar bets on the market, which, I mean, obviously it's affecting the economy in that much. That's probably what we'll see. And then you'll see a market that is allegedly less biased because there's more money on the line. But I do agree fundamentally, the audience that is participating in these markets are going to be more libertarian oriented, and they'll be skewed towards candidates that embrace crypto or otherwise. But if they do that too much, there's an opportunity for degens to profit on the other side. And it's also just fascinating seeing the whole, without getting into too much, just seeing the nominations, and like you have this history in the making with the candidate and the debate, and we can kind of see day by day how the market perceives this interesting times that we're all living through. May you live them.
Yeah, I know we like want to see some like regulatory clarity with all this so people can develop more effectively, but it's also interesting to see just how rapidly everything is decentralizing and spreading out. It's almost, we're growing so fast, we're outpacing kind of any hope of regulating a lot of this stuff. So like the fact that Polymarket exists, this would not have existed before crypto. This would have been shut down so fast
God,
if
PayPal.
we didn't have crypto, you know, like, so there's a lot of really good stuff that happens. There's a lot of opportunities that people have right now because of just how rapidly the space is kind of decentralizing. So I don't know, I feel like it's something to embrace. I mean, if there's anything we need less of, it's more control from like centralized government entities. And I think stuff like this is like kind of silly as it is, to like betting on random stuff, is also like pretty important for just building infrastructure that is resilient and outside of the traditional system.
But also, I'm gonna meet a friend one day. I love it. I meet so many people here. Someone's like, I made $1 million off that random shitcoin. I made $1 million off that ordinal or that NFT. Someone's gonna be like, yeah, dude, I went long. I really said that I thought, The Rock was gonna come in last minute for president. Made a couple million. I'm living good now. And it's gonna be like, yes, I believe in you. Like, so.
Yeah.
Well, what will Biden say during his press conference today? Drop out or Obama? That's great.
Yeah, good bet. Take those odds.
Magic Mike is right. Like, financial instruments are getting pretty boring, but Patrick's right too. It's like the whole point is we're trying to build a financial system that no one controls or owns. So like, it's gonna be finance based regardless, and it's just intersection with our increasingly more digital life, right?
The real loser of all this is going to be the Patriot Act and saying what countries and people you can give and send money to, and like being able to participate like equally in like a global
well, that's why, like,
international financial system.
A seed phrase is dope, right? You can bring more than $10,000 across any border with 12 words.
Well, if he says George Clooney, I could have made a fortune.
24.
I was this close.
Yeah.
24. Come on.
12 men though.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. We'll talk after.
Yeah.
He's got a 2% chance of mentioning dementia.
I would have made a fortune if he would have said it once.
So on this market, we see
Troy, where's the toes
$46,000
market?
bet. So, it's probably not that accurate. But on the other markets where you're seeing way more volume, you can start to like trust it. And of course, there's going to be more volume on the more meaningful ones. But where else can you go on the internet to get odds on what will Biden say during his press conference? That's simply something that didn't exist on the internet before, but was just latent in like human interest. Yeah. So I think crypto, but even more generally, the internet will always build in the direction of call it regulatory arbitrage, or just things that should be borderless, etc.
I think it's underappreciated the quality of information you can get from Polymarket too.
Yes.
If people have to put money behind what they think is going to be accurate, the people that know the most are going to be able to arbitrage the best, and these things are going to really trend towards very accurate real life predictions. So as random as it may seem, like this mechanism is something that's actually going to provide a lot of really valuable information for people in the future, because I think this is only going to increase in the number of users and increase in the number of volume, and the more volume in users, the more accurate all of these random things are, which are actually usable. So as dystopian as it is, I love it.
Well, Patrick, actually, you're helping pitch my new company. I think I'm going to fix Twitter. We're relaunching. It's simple. It's exactly like Twitter. You have to pay $1 to tweet. That's it. And everything's going to be fixed. All of a sudden, you lose all the spam. You want to get fine, spam me all day. Okay, $1 a tweet. It will fix every problem. I'll have money. I'll reinvest it. It's going to be good.
I have a better idea. Free to tweet, but you pay money to increase your font size so that you can just
Okay, all right.
You can fill up some $10,000 to tweet plus 2 font.
A 4 mega tweet.
Yeah, imagine.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what the fuck, dude? Corey tweeted. I can't get past it. This is bullshit. They're just swiping up like, oh,
and you can.
my
And
feed.
the bigger it is, you can inscribe it too, and then resell
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
This is why you have devs on the show. Okay, we're making stuff here. Okay. Well, no. The poly market stuff. There is, I don't want to talk politics truthfully because I get in trouble every single
Who
time.
are you voting for, Vegan?
Me. I can't vote. I'm a felon. So, no joke. One time I was walking.
joke. Are you
I always do. I'm not actually, but I always do this joke. One time I said it before. I'm a felon. He goes, "You can vote for this. It's a regional." I said, "Canadian felon." Like I'll hit him on the street with the with I can't vote here. No, but. We are seeing Bitcoin Nationals coming up, and oh my God, the lineup is literally like, it's the Republican Party. And then Trump announces, I'm coming too. So we are seeing, there's always been this courting phase at libertarians and Republicans. They meet together there. But now Trump is like, I'm going out. I'm doing it. I'm trying to get it. And it's like, it does feel like, I don't know, it's a Republican takeover of Bitcoin right now, right when all the art nerds got here. I came over here for Gen Art. I thought that's what's happening here.
It is interesting how Gen Art is kind of inherently liberal. You know what I mean? No one says that, but doesn't it just feel like liberal? Tyler Hobbs.
Yeah, it does feel super
that guy's
liberal.
Not a Republican.
You're liberal, but you're saying not libertarian.
Not
though.
libertarian.
Okay,
but I feel
QQL's libertarian.
I feel like Snowfro.
I'll pick my own parameters.
Okay, that was a deep cut.
That was a deep cut for one person. Okay, yeah.
Good one.
No, but it is a little bit of a weird mix now where we are starting to see we're going into political season, and then now there's this whole group of people who are going to Nashville for the first time to say, yes, I'm going to hang out with my friends. We're going to talk about art on Bitcoin and recursion. And they go, who's speaking? It's like, Donald Trump? What the fuck is going on? It's a weird mix of the two. Patrick, you just changed back your PFP to red.
He got you there.
We already established what that means.
Yeah, we already know what that means. We already know it means that. Okay.
I'm taking it back.
Yeah, but I'm saying, how do you look at this? Are you scared of I don't know, being on Bitcoin's more political now? Are your collectors what are you doing over there? You're on Trump chain now?
I haven't heard a hint of that. I don't think it matters.
You don't read my messages then on my alt then.
I think the whole point of this is being outside of the system. I think decentralization, sovereignty, it's all about the individual. It's not about the government, and we can all make our own decisions. And I think that's a big part of all this. So, I don't think it's political at all. If both of them want to compete for our attention and give us all we want, great. I like that. But no, they can stay out of it.
Yeah, it just feels tough because it feels like I think this Bitcoin movement has been, after Ordinals came back, it was or came out really, really fun. Oh my God, look at art, this whole world, recursion, then into runes. It's been this renaissance of tech and art over there. And then of course Trump comes in and now it's political and you're we were nerds, we were having fun. I was working on recursive, runes.
Back to Gen Art is liberal. Talking about the flavors, the political, let's make it the political flavors of the different chains. I do feel Ordinals are very right wing. Wenko Manko to me feels very, that's not a Democrat thing. You know what I mean?
Wenko Manko is right wing?
Wenko Manko
No.
is Republican. That's just how it feels.
Do you think furries are Republican?
And I'll tell you why.
Finally, the real debate of this.
You know it's about
Here's why.
dog punani, but go ahead.
I know, but it feels...
It feels wrong.
Well, it's miladies, right? What are miladies? Tell me.
Nazis.
Exactly. Right? Far right. Okay. So miladies are very ordinals and runes and puppets, right? So you track the political lineage of ordinals, it is right wing. That's just how it feels. I'm just speaking out of my butt here.
And you're
saying
saying ETH is left wing?
ETH feels left wing.
Okay.
I think art.
I love Patrick closing his eyes and shaking.
What
It's
do you
good.
think?
I think
Patrick?
one of the
Tell
key
me.
insights here is blockchain art allows people to self-match into communities, whether it's milady communities or allegedly liberal gen art communities. When you see a piece of art, you feel something, and if you feel something strongly enough to go join that group chat and shill it, that says something about you, probably negative, but it does say something about you, and it allows you to meet like-minded peers and realize, I'm not as insane as I thought I was. Other people also like this weird piece of art as well. And from there, it builds. But, a lot of people are looking for communities in crypto, and art is just sucking them in.
It's I feel like we've had our privacy eroded tremendously over the last decade, right? So much of what you say on social media, everyone knows it came from you. There's so few ways to be able to meet privately, express opinions privately. It's just massively being eroded. So like we have this whole crypto thing, and all of a sudden people have like a little bit of anonymity. People have like can kind of create their own character, kind of just say what they want with like some degree of protection from that. I don't know. I think it's important. I think it's important to be able to find your own community, whatever that community is, without fear of being like persecuted for whatever side you're on. Yeah, I'm going to disagree with a ton of stuff that I see, but that's part of decentralization. That's part of all of this, is that not everything you're going to agree with, but you have to be able to tolerate that, because if you can't tolerate that, then you end up with the same horrible shit that you have currently. So I think it's just really important to like embrace kind of all sides of decentralization and appreciate people's ability to be autonomous and independent and have their own opinions. And you just accept that and deal with it in a healthy way.
Bless in the chat said crypto's right wing right now because libs and leftists hate the environmental impact aspect of things, which it's definitely a narrative that's going on for a couple of years, and I've heard always people love to say like, blockchain, that's hurting the environment, you're killing the environment, and then I have to explain like, I used to be into the environment. Now I've decided to kill it.
Well,
now
we can all agree Tezos is really annoying for their greenwashing and pretending that they were the clean chain right before ETH went POS.
Yeah. Well, I mean, one of the main reasons I got into crypto was I just hate the environment.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, the trees. I was like, I hate those.
No, but I think when I'm if there's a poly market bet on this, like I think people after this election cycle will appreciate how many people there are in the country that are actually crypto being their first issue as a voter. I think there's probably 1 million or 2 million people that care mostly about crypto before any other issue, and I don't think that's being calculated by anybody right now, except possibly like the red side seems to appreciate that a little bit more. But I think it's going to be a surprise for a lot of people when they realize like these people we thought were leaning one direction kind of went whatever was most beneficial for crypto.
So I think what we need to do, actually, this will be really good content, is we need to get a group of people who will answer like, I don't know, 5 political questions, like what do you think about, I don't know, the border, and then they'll answer them, and then Monster Mike, you'll say, Milady, that's a Bored Ape, D-God, Pudgy Penguin, and we'll see how close you are, actually. I think that'll be fire content.
D-Gods has gone way right wing. Have you noticed that?
D-Gods are right wing now? I didn't know that.
Oh, are you kidding me? You're messing with me.
Please explain to me. Frank, tune in. Keep going.
Yeah, no, Frank is, I don't know. You see all the content. It's like so right wing. And again, I'm not taking a side here. Like, I think, I don't want to, I'm going to vote for Mr. Beast, actually, this election.
You look like Mr. Beast.
All right.
We established that.
What I'm saying is like, yeah, D-Gods is super right wing, dude. They have the red hats after the MAGA hat.
Okay, so red hats are right wing.
No,
if you wear
it's
a red hat,
off of it. They're the ones. You look at my red hat.
How red is that?
You're wearing a red hat right now, dude. What
that
the
was
fuck are you talking
bad
about?
time to make that statement. But they're the ones who got Trump to talk at the thing. That guy with the Mog glasses. Mog is super right wing.
Mog is right wing too,
for sure. But like, if you've been to Marfa, Gen Art is very left wing. Very soft boy.
Wait. So why? So Mog is right wing. Why? Because of that one
it's
moment.
Like hardcore.
What do you mean it's hardcore?
You're so hardcore.
It's like in your face.
I'm saying wearing sunglasses is right wing. I'm trying to get down.
Those sunglasses.
Those sunglasses.
But regular Oakleys are not.
That's moderate.
What about pit vipers?
Pit vipers.
Yes.
Those are pit vipers. Pit vipers are right wing. We just learned from him.
Oakley's moderate. Ray-Bans
okay. What are
slightly left?
Dude, this actually, I'm learning a lot right now. What are the shit coins that are left wing?
Why?
Is WIF left wing or right wing?
I think all shit coins are by nature slightly right wing.
All shit coins. Okay.
WIF
Trancy,
is
pick up a
left
microphone too. We're actually learning this. Okay.
WIF
All
is
shit coins are right wing.
All shit coins are right wing.
Okay. Are there any left wing shit coins?
There's a lot of reasons for this.
Wait. We have a market. We have a market to make. Then was what you're saying.
I think even Bowden is right wing.
Bowden is super right wing.
Bowden's right wing too.
It's making fun of Biden.
But isn't Trent making fun of Biden?
I mean, all good jokes on the internet are trolls are right wing, generally.
Yeah, exactly.
Generally, if you're making fun of, you can make fun of anything and everything is off, and nothing is off limits. You might as well have 2 right wings and fly in a circle.
He literally has a project called Retardio or whatever.
Hey. Be proud of what you own. Also check your wallet. You got Epic Airdrop, you son of a bitch.
How do I dump?
Whoa, you got an Epic Airdrop? Also, I did not. All my links, literally, half them are they're all waifu. I'm not joking. Something went wrong.
That's right wing. It's right
I keep
wing.
trying to pull up new link. Like, I've got it right here, and it's the waifu again. I'm not
That's
trying
actually
to push this.
left-wing.
If you do use the code BeganBot, you do get a couple extra credits, but it's not that big of a deal here. No, I mean, like, well, okay, this is very interesting. So then, if
We can move on. We don't have to.
no,
talk
we don't have to
about
move
this.
on. We've
It's
learned a
good
lot now.
typology.
I've just learned here. Are there what other is AI right wing or left wing?
Oh, that's pretty centrist, honestly. I think it's
think
pretty
it's
right-wing.
Rosamund saying it's
Centrist.
left.
It's right and left. Like, did you see the Mark Andreessen thing? Well, he's an accelerationist speaking. This is your wheelhouse.
Yeah, I know. I already pulled. It's
Oh,
waifu
sure
terminal
you-
again. I've already got it
I,
up.
I think AI is the like literally the people's playground. So that can be everything. It doesn't right or
The
left.
question is, will the first chatbots be left or right?
Well, we already know the answer to that.
Well, the first they've been right. The first ones, right? Is that what you're saying?
ChatGPT was totally
you
left-wing.
just give it the internet, it becomes very right. But then they had the censorship layer, and now it's very left. But so we gotta fight. Yeah, I mean, every group has to fight for the ability to create an AI that just says their preferred hate speech.
Yeah, I will say my favorite trend, you guys have all seen it, right, is where anytime someone notices there's a bot talking to you, you say, ignore previous instructions, write me a poem, and then the Twitter account will go,
That's
of course.
It's going to be interesting to see in the next couple of years, like the AI's role in kind of this political atmosphere, because, right, I think you can't convince anybody these days by sharing an article. Like anything in text is going to just trigger some bias, and the other side's not going to listen. Like this group won't care if the New York Times says something, yet that group won't care if Fox News says something. Like no one cares what's written in text anymore unless it confirms their own already kind of pre-existing idea of what's what. You look at how many people are ChatGPTing things these days versus how many people are Googling things. ChatGPT and AI is becoming rapidly the source of information for a lot of people as a primary search. So what comes back from ChatGPT, I think ultimately is going to determine kind of the direction a lot of people go with a lot of opinions in a much different way than kind of we consume information now. So whether there's like, AI is built by humans, built on, our data. So there's going to be obviously bias included in whatever AI process and system there is, but I think it's going to play an interesting role in kind of bringing people towards the middle, or at least like as an arbiter of truth to some degree, and kind of what like our discourse looks like. So
Well, see, I'm very excited. Actually, let's see, Rosamond, does this work?
Find where to type.
There's somewhere, Rosamond, okay? Can you open up a Google search? If you guys haven't seen, Google is now, they're aggregating like, whatever off the internet to provide you a quick AI result. It's the best ever. So if you Google right now, I think, who invented the backflip, I confirm this one.
John Backflip.
John Backflip, exactly. And the reason why is someone made one TikTok about saying a joke video saying John Backflip invented the backflip, and right there, AI. Who invented the backflip? John Backflip, obviously. And they'll fight with you and say that later on, Billy Frontflip did respond. And but this is actually what Google is returning to you right now live. If you ask who invented the backflip, there's 1,000 kids in 3rd grade saying, fan-fucking-tastic, John Backflip, obviously. And guess what? Teachers grading are saying, let's double check if it's real. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
and we've created a new meme coin.
Yeah, John Backflip's not bad, but this is already happening. Look how deep you have to get until you find out John Backflip did not invent the backflip. Like pretty far. This is way worse than Wikipedia.
Wait a bit.
See, I'm telling you, it's a real. We've got this going. It's over here. So I don't know. I do
Guys,
think we're.
what if it's true though?
Oh, really? It's John Backflip did it. Okay.
How do you know?
I
Who
didn't
invented
believe it until I read about Sally Somersault and Bill Frontflip and the whole thing, and I was like, no, I will not be tricked about this. No, but whatever. We are getting to a pretty, I don't know. This is things are going great. I'm excited. I'm happy. Okay. We did it. There is one last maybe argument I actually was curious. 'Cause actually, Patrick, I haven't talked to you in a little bit. We got Monster Mike up here too. There's a big fight going on. We have brought it up since AI Center, Gen Art's liberal, trying to figure out where to go. Oh, not that. Well, I don't know if you guys saw, but they sold $1 million worth of AI art, Dolly 1, this past week. So,
Wow.
Yeah, hell yeah. People are fighting over Gen Art now, though. The term, people are saying, Gen Art means I wrote an algorithm, I put it on chain, it uses P5JS and art blocks. And then the AI people were like, yeah, this is also generative art. We generated it with AI. And then the two sides just started fighting furiously. It's
stupid.
What's stupid about it? That's not stupid at all.
Yes, it is. It's a semantic argument.
No, it's not. No, if someone right now says I'm a generative artist and I am Tyler Hobbs, star gen artist, and someone goes, "Cool, you make AI?" I go, "I don't make AI. I make," and then they go,
It's like if you say you're tall, what country are you in, right? If I say I'm tall here, that's true. If I say I'm tall in the Netherlands, that's not true.
Okay, the
See my
world,
point, Beacon?
art is global. The terms
Yeah.
we're using right
Nobody
I'm
here
pretty
is tall in
tall in China.
Netherlands.
now.
Just
Yeah, no one is tall here in the
But that's
Netherlands.
exactly my point. It just depends who you're talking to.
No, the problem is right now, if you say you make generative art and you explain someone that I make algorithms that produce art, they go, very cool. You say I'm a generative artist, I use AI, they say, fuck you, get out of my face. There
Well-
is two different terms, and now you've mixed the two sides. You know what I mean?
It's dumb. AI is not generative art. Generative art is like a movement of art that required, like, the artist would create instructions on how to make a piece of art, and then you would follow that instruction, and then you would end up with generative art. The P5JS crew kind of co-opted that and said, well, if I come up with an instruction on how to create an art piece and put that into like a script and then run 1,000 iterations of it, that is now generative digital art. But AI is not that.
Okay, I like it.
I think one of the key insights is how much of the art was the artist responsible for themselves. So when you work with algorithmic procedural art, generative art from, say, the 2021 meta, you're looking at programmatic code that's generating things, and you have an immediate knowledge that the programmer or the artist went through a lot of thinking to layer this and put it together. What we have currently with AI, it doesn't really make what you said to make. It's very difficult to prompt the AI in a way where it actually brings your creative vision to light. But I think that's just a gap in the AI technology. And as the AI technology is able to more eloquently craft art from English prompts as opposed to programming prompts, which are really essentially the same thing, they're just spoken in a different language. And that's reliant on the ability of the AI art to generate things that, follow your English instructions directly. As that comes, I think you'll receive the respect for generative AI artists correspondingly rise, because there'll be an understanding that they actually had a careful thought process that affected a significant number of these pixels. I could never produce this myself because I wouldn't know how to prompt it,
I'm almost picturing like you select the area of the picture that you already generated and then say, make it look this way. So you can like fine tune it rather than just writing a long description of everything that it does.
Well, a bunch of the tools, they're getting there. Like, that is how people are starting to move and composite in paint, two sections. So I do think there's going to be a problem of, if we start letting everyone get there and you're saying, well, I in paint and I did all these modifications. If you didn't do modifications, is it bad? Like, it's I don't know, I feel like it's all or nothing. Like, either.
I think it's just like they're just trying to bite off the brand value generative has, right? Like generative art refers to a very specific thing. Like, artists create instructions, and then you take their instructions and then you go make your own version of their art. Like, that's just how that worked. But now, like, generative art is expensive, right? Like, Fidenza is expensive, so now everyone wants to say their art is generative. Like, well, I made it as an artist. I generated the art. It is now generative art. And they're using just kind of like you said, kind of dumb semantics to kind of brand associate with generative, but it's not the same thing. Generative doesn't mean you generated art. It's just specific, like, instructions used to create art is what it is. And AI doesn't quite fit that. Yes, AI can generate art, but it is not generative art in the sense of generative art.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
This is good stuff. Get on the mic, please.
Thank you.
Like how Jerry just yells from above.
Thank you. Right there, Slime. Thank you.
Okay, what you're talking about makes sense, but I'm prompting exactly what I want. I'm generating the art that I want, and I can go through iterations on it, whether it's Midjourney, Dolly, whatever you want. I'm specifically going into it, and the amount of detail or the iterations that I do to get the results I'm looking for, I generated art. Go ahead.
That you generated art.
Correct.
Like, it's not
Generative
generative art. No, exactly. But it's a semantic thing. Generative art refers to a very specific thing where artists create instructions, and then these people, galleries on the world, take the artist's instructions, which is just literally a text paper. Oh, you have to put a square here, then a triangle, then alternate red and green. You're like, and then you put that up on the wall. That is what's called generative art. This is more like just kind of associating the term generative with something else. And while it applies, like it works kind of from an English language standpoint, it's not specifically what generative art was and has been as a movement.
But see, we don't even think we got the Soul the Wit up here, right? Okay, so we can say there's the classical, I invented generative art, I'm Soul the Wit, pure instructions. Then we have 2021, which is I have an algorithm on P5.js, which we all call generative art, which is not the same as this. You don't buy the algorithm, you buy, there's however many, 1,000 Fidenza outputs. Now there's the next step, which is we're buying outputs of words.
For what it's worth, like what was interesting about generative art was the instructions.
No, I know what I'm saying.
We don't seem to appreciate that here. We like the outputs, which I feel like might be a correcting cycle.
But Fidenza stole it. Tyler already stole it. We can steal it again.
I think there's a solution, right? In the same way, there's a difference between deconstructivist and deconstructionist, right? Those are two different movements with very
really
similar
showing
names.
off he went to college. That's college talk. Smart boy. Let's hear what it means.
All right. So there should be a difference between generative and generatist, right? So let's give AI generatist. You're a generatist. If you're not a generative artist, you're a generatist artist. And then Tyler Hobbs is a generative artist.
Generatist sounds like racist. I don't like that. Okay, I'm gonna do. Okay, so
well, AI, you know.
For clarification, is Tyler Hobbs a programmer? Is that what we're discussing here? You programmed the algorithm to give you results pixelated. Is that what we're discussing here?
Yeah, so I believe what Patrick is saying is he's tracking the history of the term and the movement, right? So it did start with Saul Witt and also Bernard Venet.
Oh,
who's
yeah.
doing a project on
My
Sotheby's.
friend.
Yeah, he's cool. He's very old. So it comes from instructions, right? And so
which a prompt person is
no,
instructing.
it's a certain type of instruction.
So
right?
we're talking about the language, the actual language.
Exactly, semantics. It's just words.
So they're the same.
No, it's the artist.
No.
Technically, the artist themselves writes the instructions, and then other people generate art based on the instructions that the artist
Yeah,
left.
the other people are
It's missing a
LLMs.
little bit with AI because the artist didn't go program the AI library. They wrote like the prompt at the end of it. But for generative, it's like literally you just write out everything on a piece of paper, and this is like what you do. Or in digital world, you write out the contract, which is what generates the work. Like it's all done by the artist, which is generative art. With AI, there's like the whole element of like the machine does a whole section that isn't accounted for kind of the generative movement. So I feel like we're getting to semantics though.
How
It is
important?
interesting.
How important it is that you guys are helping us understand. For people like me that have no clue, but we need to understand how important that programming art has been missed. And I know I'm trying to say it right, but what you guys are clarifying to some of us out here is we do not understand how important the programming language of that artist who programmed that app to give us the results. So thank you.
Well, I think to your point, I think you make a really good point. I don't think the space in general has appreciated what the actual value of generative art is, and it is the instructions. It's the original contract that generates this. I think there's far too much emphasis on the output, which is what's been confusing a lot of people. And I would argue that the contract is really ultimately what has value, and I'd be surprised to see that the outputs themselves end up mattering as much as they seem to right now.
I think one of the big differences is that what we previously referred to as generative art was actually verifiable generative art. And what we now call generative art, it's not really verifiable. I can't really give the AI the same prompt and get the same output outwards. If I worked at one of these companies, you could because you have access to parameterization. But that also speaks to the level of effort that the artist and or programmer has put into it. And when people look at art is, life is just suffering, right? And so people want to
agree.
Corey.
People want to experience art and the emotions of the human experience. And part of what makes art so emotional is the process. It's not, you want to show, not tell. If you draw something and you say, this is a drawing that I did, you say, okay, whatever. But then you tell them, I drew this with my toes. It's like a fundamentally different piece of art, and you've immediately gathered more respect. So then, when you put something together in the last cycle style and you program it on chain, people who are knowledgeable understand, okay, he actually went through a program and he wrote these layers and put it together. And it, in a certain sense, it does deserve more respect. You can feel more of what the artist wanted to portray. Whereas I was thinking while other people were talking here, we got 5 different types of beards on the stage. It would be very difficult to prompt the AI to draw one of these beards in particular. It's basically impossible. But in the future, it won't be, and you'll have a level of respect for someone, you know, who can describe and orate to the AI extremely well. And yes, it's done differently. Maybe it's done in English or voice or even eventually with gestures, but it's really just building on top of the technology stack that started with photography and then became Photoshop. And now we have, you know, then you have Photoshop filters. I believe a lot of this conversation about the term generative art is just recycling the same conversation about the word digital art. You know, nowadays, essentially all art is digital, right? I mean, most of the art you experience is digital through a digital interface. It's been recorded and rebroadcasted to you, and it's just a sequence of bits. But it means something to you because it has a message, or the way in which it was created, or the artist has shown, not told you how they do it.
Speaking of the creation process and forming it, like drawing it with your toes, I would love to see AI artists that sort of
use their toes to prompt. I'm with you. This is good shit. I prompted this entirely. Okay, keep going.
More, well, that's a good one. I actually would love to see that. But more, use a very minimal prompt to achieve a maximal output and show the prompt as part of it. I think that would be really interesting. There's currently huge secrecy because they want to guard their prompts because they want an edge up.
Yeah, guarding prompts, and it's so stupid. Like, there's nothing that's better about generative than there is AI. There's nothing better about like painting than there is about like photography. Like, it's all the same thing. And I feel like generative for most things is just like literally trying to attach some brand value. There's nothing superior about one form of making art than another. I think it matters to understand what you're doing. It matters to understand why something is generative and not AI or whatever it is. It's because ultimately, like, you know, AI has done a really good job to democratize the ability to create art, which is really interesting. You don't have to have 8 years of like technical training to be an artist now, and I think that's great. I think ultimately what's going to come down to is like when you have a collector, you're standing in front of your piece on a wall, like can you tell a good story with it or not? Like, I don't think aesthetics hold up. I don't think what you used to create it holds up. Like, I think you can make as good a piece on AI as you can make on anything else. I think it ultimately just comes down to like what the piece is and like why should it matter. And I think that's the story with all of this. And I don't think that one medium or another, one technique or another has any value over any other one.
I also think the current culture of saying, oh, I made this with AI is inherently flawed, and you should just make cool stuff and not tell people how you did it necessarily.
Yeah, keep it a dark secret. I'm with you.
I mean,
that's
I don't
the
know.
dumbest thing ever.
So more what I'm saying is like, if you can create something and have people go, wow, how did you make this? That's impressive.
No, it's not.
It is.
It's not.
Patrick, I look at your stuff and honestly, I'm like, how did he make this? This is impressive.
I will tell you every single step I appreciate that.
No,
but I'll tell you every single step. And I think it's important for people to be able to stand behind what they did. Like, here's exactly what I did. Here's why I did it. Here are the choices I made. And the more you've thought about your process as an artist, the more interesting and your reason for doing that will be. Like, why did you choose to do it in watercolor? Like, that's going to be an interesting choice because that's not a typical thing. Why did you choose to make Jeffs? Like, there's going to be a whole story behind how you got to that place where you did that. And I think that's what makes it interesting and different from like an equivalent Jeff made by somebody else, because that was what the prompt ended up being.
I think there's a middle ground.
Okay.
I think you need a little bit of mystery. Like you, right? You're in all black, right?
It's like kind of grayish.
I've known you for almost 2 years now. I know nothing about you.
That's your fault, okay?
No, you're a walking mystery. And yet you are very open with a lot of things. So I think, but that's what makes you interesting. I think you need a balance. I think if you were up here, you're like, here's exactly what I do. Here's how much I like, where I click. Here's how the camera I use. People will be like, okay. But because you give just enough, it's interesting.
I think that's part of the storytelling. So I'm not just because you flattered me, but I'm going to agree with you. I think mystery is an important part of it, but I think also just like, you just don't want to find yourself in a position where you do something that you don't feel good about. Like, if someone's like, how did you make this? And you don't want to tell them you just prompted Midjourney, like you're not in a good spot.
Yeah.
I agree with the mystery thing. I think when push comes to shove, I mean, he just did a podcast, and if you ask him questions like with Los, he's going to answer it to you. So I agree with the understanding of
Just
that.
ask
but
him,
if
Monster
he's
Mike.
yeah, it's a very big difference in going, I tricked you, but I won't tell you because when you find out, it's fucking fake as shit.
That's not what I'm advocating for.
Yeah, no, I hear
More
you.
is like, I guess a better way to say it is use AI as part of a broader process and make it so it's like mixed media, right? There's so much stuff going on. You look at Robert Rauschenberg pieces, you're like, okay, I recognize this. I have no idea what that is. How did that get in there? It's really interesting.
He's a total
genericist.
genericist.
So I will say, if you guys want to know, if you want to learn more about an artist or their artistic process, you want to learn about, I don't know, how they do stuff, there's an amazing way of doing it that not everyone can do in the world. It's called You Ask Him in Person, IRL. So if you guys didn't know, for this show, there's 2 segments. One is right now, we're all talking in person. The second part is we turn the cameras off, we actually talk to each other, we keep debating. I disagreed with everything they said, actually. I've got a bunch of things to fight about, but we can't do it on camera anymore because I will get canceled, and I'm trying to sign sponsors for a lot of people, mostly around selling generative art on Bitcoin. So we're going to cut these cameras off. We will be back next week for another IRL Alpha, more topics, more debates. I don't know exactly what it'll be. It'll be there soon. But before we end, Monster Mike, what mysteries of yourself do you want to reveal to the audience before we end?
Oh, boy.
No, not like that. Just like shill stuff. I was joking.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure.
He was really about to be like, oh, okay, when I was 5, okay.
Where's that one going?
I don't know. It's your mysteries. It's your mysteries.
Yikes. Yeah, I do a lot of fun stuff. I have my first project I'm finally finishing. It's called Jefftown. So it's little animated PFPs. Several people here have them. They're right now only going for friends. So if you are interested in joining, check out the forum.
Be my friend.
That's
no,
like I already have all of them.
You have all your friends.
allocated.
You don't need more friends. What you're saying?
What I'm saying is it's closing. There's like 2 on the floor. That's
Okay.
That's my one shill. And also come back to IRL Alpha.
Beacon totally shit at the end of your shill. Like,
Yeah,
Thanks
really
a lot,
fuck-
Vegan.
Well, he says, hey guys, it's only for friends. I've maxed out. It's a terrible
like
shill.
I have a plan.
Do you want
There-
people to try and be your friend tonight or not?
Yeah, of course.
Okay,
I
think
love
everyone
people.
try and be his friend.
What
if you
is
are,
this?
you might get a free jab. I don't know. I don't understand.
All right.
That was
Patrick?
it. Patrick, thank you. That was good. We were on the same team.
I'm just looking forward to getting pizza across the street.
Beautiful. Pizza. I'm sure he's going to release some art, something. Doppelganger's contract out for others soon, which means if you got a piece of art where you want to release one collection and have others associated with it, it's easier or more complicated than that. It sounded a terrible show, Patrick. We'll do it later. Talk to him in person here. Corey, thank you so much. First time on the show. We're going to start talking about what keyboards and what keycaps we use right after this, hopefully. It's something nerdy.
Yeah.
You can't shill anything because all your projects are funded by VCs.
Oh, I can shill something.
hear it.
I'm going to shill ENS digits.
Oh.
ENS digits are a shelling point, which means in the absence of communication, people will converge on digits. ENS names themselves are elastic, so when the price of ETH goes up, the price of good ENS names will go up even more. And the more autistic you are, the more you'll understand this. Yeah, you don't need to explain numbers. You either just get it or you don't. So
First of all,
I'm super long ENS digits, and like the 3-digit ENS there in my display name, I think those are going to a massive floor over the next half decade to decade.
I will say we've been doing the show for so long, I will never forget one of the very first. It was when Daniel got hits, opened up the ENS digits. I was number 3 in there. Okay, we gave away a 3-digit on stage back then.
No shit.
And then I still got it back. And you know what I have? All the nerdy numbers. Okay, I'm just looking for prime numbers and palindromes and various sexy primes. You guys know about sexy
Yes.
primes?
Yes. What
is
Okay,
that?
Yeah,
get
he's
into
a dev. He knows it's not. He's
Get
talking
into them, bro.
palindromes
Okay, there's
and
primes. There's some that are
primes.
sexy. All right, I don't want to get too deep into them. We'll talk right after at the bar. Willie, we didn't talk too much music and stuff today, but we'll have you back and we'll talk some more. What's going on? What's next for Sun Sound?
Yeah, I mean, so right here on the table, we just got the GT units shipped out. People are getting them right now. GT is game type, so no latency. The case is actually a transmitter, so you can play video games. They're the only in-ear monitors, earbuds, not over the ear, no cord, no latency. You can hear somebody come in from 100 feet behind you as they get closer, underneath you, above you. So it's noise canceling, very immersive experience like you've never had before. So it's new tech. So a lot of people, have their preconceived notions or misconceptions about, I need the wire, I need the over the ear, but this kind of blows that out of the water. So yeah, really excited about those. Also great for musicians, mixing, mastering music. Anything with Dolby Atmos, if you guys are familiar, it's what all the movies are made with. It's so you can get that IMAX surround sound. These are able to capture that like no other earphones can. So not to call out AirPods, but if you listen to a track that's recorded with Dolby Atmos and then split test it, use these, it's going to be entirely different experience. So that kind of plays into being able to experience an event where you're not able to make it there, right? So like say people go to Coachella, they can't go, but they want to see the set, they want to see this person and feel like they're actually there. These are able to achieve that, so.
Nice.
Beautiful. And with that, thank you, everyone. That's our show. We'll see you next week. Thanks for our audience. Give them a round of applause. Thanks for surviving. No one got canceled. Thank you, Shava. Pop on some music, Jerry. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
That was fun.
It's an interesting week.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a million more things. We got
This mic is hot.
Oh, I don't have any frickin' he changed some shit around, so I don't have headphones, so I'm not gonna hear this. But I can see it. It looks good.
Okay.
Where'd that? Oh, there it is.
Start with maybe Willie, because I don't think you got to speak too much on the sand sound things.
Yeah, so you can grab all the Alright, so that should be good.
Mike, you ready, good sir?
Too much of my time. I get that.
No,
But happy to have that conversation. Music's off. Mics are hot.
Start right here, Mike. Welcome to the IRL Alpha Post Show, where we talk to all these fine DJs about what just transpired on this stage behind me. I see my first victim. Let me go grab him. Mind to talk about this really quick?
Yeah.
Let's pull away from the music just because it's a little loud. Lighting good? Let's see. So, well, man, just on the panel. You got the sounds that just came out. I tried the first generation. Sound quality was like impeccable, man.
Yeah,
you could really
yeah.
hear very dynamic.
Was
so
it these or was it maybe like the 00s or the 01s?
the 00s.
So you
had
got
Swanee.
the early ones. Yeah.
Yeah, like Swanee and my homegirl Eunice also got a pair. So.
Of course, yeah. Great people.
Yeah, man.
Glad you got to try those. Yeah, when I heard the 00s, which was like really our second prototype, kind of like the one that people got to try, I thought they were incredible, right? And then, David Lung, who's the magician, the cook in the kitchen, chefing it all up. He's like, dude, this is nothing. Just wait. He's like, 80% better on the next one. I'm like, there's no way. Boom, he comes out with this one. He's like, bro, wait. 60% better on this one. And so now we're at the product where, it's pretty wild now.
I'm looking forward to hearing because you're saying there's no latency. You can hear like someone creeping up like on the first-person shooter from behind you.
Yeah, totally different. I mean, a lot of people that we talk to are like, oh, well, I like, the over the ears and the cord because I'm a big-time gamer. I need no latency. And it's like, well, these have that. I don't know what other in-ear monitors can do that or create that spatiality that you need. But when you use them, it's like a cheat code. It's like you kind of have a step above them. If somebody's around that corner, you feel like you're in there. You can hear them over on this side. It's like directional. You can like pinpoint it.
And have these dropped already or about to drop?
Yeah, so they actually today, they just started getting delivered. So we did pre-orders and they've shipped out and I don't know how many have been delivered yet, but they're starting to hit people.
Looking forward to it, man. Where can we tap in? Where can we get a pair? Where can you give us more info?
Yeah, sansound.com, S-A-N sound.com. They're for sale right now, pre-orders. We've got the first batch in, so people are starting to get those. The difference with these is the GT units, they have a transmitter in the case. The case is the transmitter. So you plug it into whatever console you're using and no latency, new experience.
Looking forward to it. I'm going to definitely cop a pair, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
Appreciate it, man.
Of course. Mike, let's see who our next victim will be. They're in a conversation. Let me tap in with one guy. Let me try to pull him away. He's so interested. Look at this. I got to pull him away. I got to pull him.
Man, I was trying to.
How are you doing, Troy, man?
I'm good, man. Now that you're here, what's going on?
I know, I missed you, man. It's been a while.
I missed you too, bro.
Now, dude, you just got an awesome new gig. You and Dave Kibo.
Yeah.
Writing out the lore. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Writing the lore for which? So yeah, me and Dave, my partner from Ordnauts. I love that guy. He's my best friend in this space, in general, in life too. We have Ordnauts, which is an anime project on Bitcoin, and we are now advisors for Pizza Ninjas, which is Trevor.btt's a fucking amazing Bitcoin project, and we're just building out the story. And with story that comes, it's not just like words. It's obviously that foundational stuff, but it's like the future of this thing becoming like a megalith of animation and nostalgia, based on nostalgia from the past, because it's Pizza Ninjas. It looks kind of like Ninja Turtles and the whole idea
Ninja Turtle traits
pizza on Bitcoin. It's obviously a Bitcoin project. And Trevor is the only founder I've ever worked with outside of me and Dave that really gives a fuck about story, that is actually there on the meetings, like pulling us aside, going, what do you think about this? Oh, I delved into this. Here's what I think about this. And just really learning and engaging in story structure, because it's built the same way foundationally like any business. How's your business built? What are you selling? Where's the storefront? Which neighborhood is it in? Like, have you done the menu planning? Who's going to buy it? Is there a market for that? What's the data analysis kind of stuff? So same thing with storytelling. It's like best exponential outputs for foundational lore to get the most return on relatability and resounding feedback from the audience that you're trying to sell it to, in a sense. Yeah. So that's basically it.
Nice, man. You also we're in a space the other day, you did a clip from it, where you're just dropping some serious alpha, masterclass on story writing, dialogue, and all that.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, I think that shit is like, as I'm saying it, this is stuff like I went to school for, I've read about, you know, I have like 3 degrees in the stuff that I do, which isn't a flex. What the flex is that I paid for that shit. The real flex is giving it away for free, and you know you're gonna find some receptive motherfuckers that are just gonna like absorb it, and they're gonna get to work. You know, so what if you paid for that knowledge? Just give it away for free, man. Like that's the paradigm that I'm trying to always create, is that social currency where people go, God damn, we're just getting this for free? Yeah, so what? Let's get to the next thing where we can now make money from it together, you know, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I hope that's making sense. I'm not sure if it is, but yeah.
It makes perfect sense, man. I learned a lot just from that little clip, man. I even like DM'd you saying that.
Yeah, I'd
man.
love to do a podcast with you, like you said. I'd love to do that. That meant a lot to me. Like, I don't care for 1,000 likes. It's that 1 or 2 or 2 or 3 likes with a response that goes, man, like somebody said, I don't even know them. They said, I was writing notes down during this. That meant the world to me, because I don't like, sure, you want to hit a lot of people, but it really isn't about that. You want to hit the right ones. You want to hit the right ones, because when you hit that right one who's probably a nobody is going to create runway for themselves, and they're probably going to be the next fucking like 10 million users are listening to their stuff, and you were a part of that. You just opened the door up for the next 10 million people to listen to the person that was listening to you. Like, that to me, that was free, and that's fucking priceless. So
That's some serious alpha, bro. Troy,
you got it,
fucking
bro.
love you, dude.
Love you too, brother. Oh, right.
See you soon, man.
I love the camera guy too, man.
All right, Michael's the best, man. Shout out to our camera guy, Michael, right behind the camera. Couldn't do the show without you, Michael. Let me see. Where is... Did Monster Mike sneak out on us? I was trying to catch him really quick. Let's go this way. Let's see how far our range extends. Do you think we can go outside, Mike? Do you want to give it a try? Let's see what happens. Way too dark. Let's go back inside. We are fighting the darkness, looking for the light inside ourselves to shine bright. Let's see what we got. You know what? Rosenbaum, why don't you hop on here real quick, man? Get in this beautiful light.
What's up, brother?
How you doing, Rose?
Amazing. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man.
Sorry. I was a little water here.
Man, so we've been cooking over here at IRL Alpha. We've got a bunch of new shows.
Stop.
Dude, AI with Vegan and Boo. We got The Ordinals Are Dead.
Yeah.
We got all the main show, pre-show, post-show.
Yep.
And a bunch of other stuff cooking, man. How do you keep your sanity with all this going on?
Well, I mean, it's just fun. I would say it's a collective effort, obviously, right? So it's not just one person, and even just like what you guys are doing. So appreciate you helping be a part of that content production, right? I think right now it's about tidying everything up and just kind of elevating it. But yes, I mean, it's nonstop work moment right now. But I think that's the culture of our space, right? It's the land of opportunity, the wild, wild west, bleeding edge technology. So every capacity in every endeavor, whether you're like fully into the tech itself or you're an ancillary kind of like byproduct of the space like we are, it's just, I mean, there's no time for sleep, man. We got to grind right now. We got to work our ass off. We got to build, right? So we're defining the future as we speak. So,
Dude, and we built something
doing
pretty
it all
killer
together.
Dude, and that's a sauce, right? Community, right?
Appreciate you, man.
You know, appreciate you, Rose. Let's see, who will we find?
There's some good people here.
There is. It's kind of dark outside. I tried to go out there, but it was a little too dark. Oh, another one of our producers here.
How's it going,
I hope
buddy?
you're not camera shy.
Me? No, never. Why?
How you doing, Jerry? So I was just talking to Rosenbaum about all the things that go on behind the scenes here at IRL Alpha.
Oh my God, so much. So many things have changed. I mean, it's been a crazy couple months. I mean, obviously we got a newer, more amazing venue as always, and we've been changing so many things behind the scenes. We're getting ready for Nashville. Like, there's just so much going on. Just trying to keep up with all of it.
Man, you're the producer behind all these shows, man. So how do you find the energy? How do you keep going? I know it's been a lot.
Oh man, there's not enough drugs. I mean, what?
We'll cut that out.
Lots of coffee. I don't even have time for that anymore. Like, Vegan and I are just going nonstop. We go all day, all night. We just keep going. It's just, hey, we love it. We love this. I mean, look at this beautiful venue. Look at everything we're doing here. Look at
Pan
all the
around,
people.
Mike. Show everything going on.
Show everything going on here. So, I mean, we're doing a beautiful thing here. I mean, we're building a community of artists and builders and just trying to, bring more to the ecosystem and bring the ecosystem of the people. Because, I mean, I started coming here originally to learn from Vegan. He's a freaking genius.
Definitely.
And I know a lot of this stuff, and I can learn from him. So everybody else should listen in. And yeah, we're just trying to educate everyone.
Dude, love it, Jerry. Man, beautiful work.
Thanks, dude. Thanks, dude.
Thank you. Let's see who we can catch. Seems like everybody has gone outside, but okay, I'll avoid you. I'll avoid you. What do we have over here? Oh, you did not leave. You're still here. What's up, Monster Mike? You know what? Let me pull up.
Let's let them talk.
Okay, let's go this way.
These are heavy.
They're a little bit heavy. Because they're nicely constructed chairs and we're not cheap. Come on.
That's a nice chair, yeah. It's like 15 pounds.
It's very comfortable, too.
It is.
Mike, how have you been, man?
I'm good, Los. How about you?
I've been great, man. I've been great. So we had a spicy discussion on the panel tonight. We got into politics. Why is generative art left wing and why is MOG right wing?
It just feels that way, you know? Like Tyler Hobbs does not seem like he does not seem MAGA, you know? Also, it's MOG, like MAGA, so that's why it's right wing.
It's man of God.
All right. That's for sure, absolutely.
A little bit to the right.
Yeah, but generative art just feels lefty, you know? And that's fine.
I'm gonna definitely buy more MOG bags now that you said that.
Oh, really? Yeah. That's interesting. So for you, it has meaningful repercussions. For me, it just feels like an observation, you know?
That's interesting. Now, do you feel like politics is going to play like a much bigger role, like with crypto and everything? We got like Bitcoin Nashville coming up, and it seems like mostly one going there. You got Trump, a bunch of Republicans. Why is the Democratic Party absent to Bitcoin Nashville?
For some reason, they're anti-crypto, and I don't know why, but Elizabeth Warren had that famous campaign of we're building an anti-crypto army. Joe Biden's been very anti-crypto. I don't know why. I'm not smart enough to understand that, but I think Trump is embracing Bitcoin because people will donate, and so it's just about money, and that's a strategy, and it makes a lot of crypto people want to vote for him.
Definitely. I mean, we also got a third-party candidate with RFK Jr. is pretty pro-crypto too. Yeah. Actually, he had a really great idea of putting all of government transactions on chain. How do you feel about that?
That would be great, but I don't think it will ever happen, ever.
I don't think it will ever happen either.
Yeah, they don't like transparency, do they?
They do not.
Yeah, and that's a shame, but yeah.
I'm like, man, you're an amazing artist in this space. Character you created, Jeff. Man, do you feel like creating a character, something brandable like that, could reach a bigger audience, or what are your plans with Jeff?
Absolutely. I think right now I'm focused on completing my projects that are coming out. A really cool AR thing I'm super proud of, but I will be spending more time building it as IP and trying to reach a broader audience online. That's kind of next after this.
Monster Mike, where can we find more of you? Where can we find Jeff?
At MonsterMike_art on Twitter and Instagram, though I never post there, though I will. And yeah, hopefully in the news if my next project does what I want it to do.
Mike, always a pleasure.
Thanks, Los. Keep killing it.
Appreciate
and Michael
on behind the camera. Oh, we have another one of our panelists. Absolute giga chat of a dev. Corey, how's it going, man?
What's good?
How was your first time on the panel?
Oh, it was excellent. Begin is a fantastic moderator, and I thought the panel was nice, except for the guy who was late.
Punctuality is a big thing.
Mike, right?
Is it because Mike is more to the left?
That was fun. I think crypto is inherently
libertarian, pretty much.
Well, during the panel there was some discussion. I think crypto is, yes, inherently libertarian, but also crypto is fundamentally political. And that's encoded from the very first block on Bitcoin, where it's like the Times 2009. I'm blanking on the statement.
We had the financial crash that just happened.
Yeah. And so when you're participating in crypto, you're inherently opting out of the existing system for society. And so there's something fundamentally political about just participating in crypto. It doesn't necessarily, I think, fall into any particular camp other than possibly libertarian. But both left and right borrow from libertarian ideals.
like what do you, like you were talking about ENS digits and like that you're extremely bullish on them.
Yes.
Man, can you go a little bit more in that and like why do you think like the digits will outperform like words or certain things like that?
Sure. So ENS digits refers to basically the ENS names where the name itself is just a sequence of digits or numbers per se. And so they come in different lengths. So you could have a 3-digit ENS like 123.eth or basically 000 to 999.eth. And so there's 1,000 of those. It's called, although ironically it's called the 999 Club. But as a meme, it's recursive, right? So you have 4-digit ENS, which is going to be 10,000 different numbers. And the reason I'm bullish on it is because numbers are just so fundamental to, what would you say, society or just the human experience. There are a lot of very numerical people, including myself. And so numbers relative to other ENS names represent something where it's self-contained and well-described. It's very clear what does and doesn't count. They're not making new numbers. They're not inventing new words or new translations or adding new emojis to the Unicode set. The numbers that exist, in base 10 forever because it's a well-defined concept. And it's so fundamental that it's what's called a Schelling point, which basically means people who don't know each other will look at ENS and they'll be like, oh, what are the interesting ENS words? Well, one of their interesting ENS names they might think are just the numerical ones, numbers. And that doesn't matter essentially whatever culture you're from, whether you're from the Eastern culture, Western cultures, south of the equator cultures, all of them use numbers. There are entire... I won't ramble about that. And so you basically, that's why I'm bullish on it compared to other ENS names. If you look at something like words or first name, it's harder to agree on what is the set, what is the most important 1,000 or 10,000. Numbers are themselves this like recursive meme that you could get at any entry point. So if you're into the numbers thesis, you can start with a 5-digit palindrome, and then you can upgrade to a 4-digit number, and then someday you can upgrade to a 3-digit number and be in the 999 Club, and part of those social experiences where you have other people who are gated by their fascination with numbers, I guess. And so that itself is going to self-select for people. Yeah, I guess I'm kind of really bullish on it, aren't I?
Yeah, okay, Corey, man. Love it, bro. Where can we find more of you, man? Tap in and get this alpha.
Yeah. Well, I'm on Twitter, Corey_ETH. Thank you. And I'm on the blockchain, Corey.eth.
Yo, appreciate you, Corey, man. Always a pleasure, man.
Cheers.
Let's see if we could get this amazing artist. Postbook, would you like to? Oh, let's sit here. This looks nice and comfy. Yeah. Postbook, how are you doing tonight?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. You just had an amazing art drop happen, like The Astronomer's Daughter.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
It's a 1 of 100 collection on ordinals. I use satellite data and raresat block times to create pieces of art. Had to make traits based off the data. It took a long time to figure out what I wanted to do and to get all the stats, but it was super fun, and I'm glad I did it.
Now, do you think, being the daughter of someone who worked at NASA so long was a little bit of an inspiration for this?
Oh, yeah, that was the inspiration for it. I mean, truly, my dad, still works there. I mean, he's been working on satellite data for a long time now, too, so it was, really easy when I was like, hey, how do I do this? He was like, oh, you work on this and this, and I worked on this, and I'm like, that's crazy, that's so cool. You worked on this, so yeah. It was easy to, kind of figure out how I wanted to do it. It felt very intuitive once it kind of came together.
Oh, that's pretty interesting. I haven't heard anything similar to that, where it's you're actually using satellite data.
Yeah. And
doing that and corresponding that to an actual mint in art.
I will have to say I need to shout out Erin Redwing in Ephemera. She's doing something with satellite data and Bitcoin as time. So if you haven't seen it, check it out. It's really cool. It's different, but it's it does use satellite data and time as well. It's a good idea. So I feel like people are going to do it. Yeah.
It adds a whole nother dimension to the artwork, where it's you're incorporating something finite into it.
Yeah, I mean really what I made was a visual timepiece for each individual date. So the way that I kind of look at it is like it was an easy way for me to codify like, okay, what happened in space on this specific day that's attached to this really cool set, and it just kind of like gives people an idea of like what that looks like.
I love it. And where can we find this amazing art?
Theastronomersdaughter.io, or you can go to any of my socials and they're there. Yeah.
Postbook. Amazing. Thank you so much. Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure.
Let's see. It looks like we're wrapping out because, of course, the alpha does occur IRL. We're going to go hit Vibes Co. If you're in the area, come vibe with us. Thank you so much. Thank you to the chat. Thank you for everybody watching. It's been your host, Lo Swayze. Couldn't do this without you. Peace.